Hello family, welcome back to my channel. Today is another great video designed to feed your mind and most definitely your spirit. We live in a world, guys, that we most definitely don't belong to. Everything that is said out here, or the majority of things that are said out here, is designed to distract us, to pull us away from our Father, our true destiny in life, only to get our authority that has been given to us from birth, where we find ourselves under the control of someone else for their own purpose and agenda in life. We must watch that and remember, guys, that God created each man, each woman to build a nation and to move forward in God's will, God's understanding, God's way of life. So we will be kept from harm and have a great life that we've been designed to have since birth. So I want to jump into First John, 2nd chapter, 15th verse. Let's see it. Do not love this world, nor the things it offers you. For when you love the world, you do not have the love of the Father in you. For the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. I gotta stop right there, because as I read that, I think about a little child. I think about a little child when they're in the store. You know how even myself being smaller, we always picking, mama, daddy, let me get this candy here. I want this candy. I want this chocolate. And ultimately, the child is becoming spoiled on the options and the ways of this world through candy and all these different things. And at that point, but the most important thing that we must understand that is God deals with the internal. He doesn't deal with physical. The physical is there to control you. We must remember that the thoughts that we have on the inside manifest physical. And when we understand that, we realize we truly have the power. We truly have the power and authority on what we see, what we do in life. And just because things are out here doesn't mean you gravitate to it. Doesn't mean you have to have it. But as kids growing up, we don't understand that, because we're not spiritually developed internally to understand those things. So we're grabbing at everything we see. That's those physical cravings. That's that running behind the world. And if you don't watch it, you will stumble and trip yourself up and find yourself in positions and in harm's way. Let's continue though. For the world, and picking up from verse 16, for the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. These are not from the Father, but are from this world. And this world is fading away, along with everything that people crave. But anyone who does what pleases God, will live forever. Guys, what pleases God? Loving one another. What pleases God? Denying yourself. Denying yourself and wishing to please someone else, put someone else forward. That pleases God. How does that help you out? What you're doing is you're becoming spiritually mature in that manner. What's happening is internally, mentally, and internally, what's happening is you're building yourself up to a greater degree, to a higher level, higher position in the spiritual world, but also in your reality, your physical reality as well. Because people notice those things. People notice, because what I'm saying is the leadership qualities there. To be able to put people before you, to be able to have a sense of where's a problem, you're going to be the solution. So you're going to give the solution. So what I'm basically saying is you're building those qualities, those attributes that are needed to survive in life, but most definitely are the most important thing to have in life. Not the physical things, but the internal things. So let's go back here. It says, for the world offers only a craving for physical pleasure, a craving for everything we see, and pride in our achievements and possessions. I know myself growing up, my achievements and the possessions we have, you want to take, oh no, that's mine. And the fact of the matter is, When you're underdeveloped, you don't really see it being a problem. You don't really understand it as being a problem. It's just natural. You know, no, that's mine. It's my toy. You know, no, those are my clothes. No, that's my car. You know, no, that's my food. You know, and by not what's happening is we're not realizing that we are tainting ourselves. We are tainting ourselves according to the way of this world, the way the world thinks. You know, but when we walk in God's ways, then we're killing Satan, because ultimately when we do this, we have pride in our achievements and possessions. We're creating division. We're creating separation between our brothers and sisters. We're creating separation to ourselves, for that matter, and suppressing the spirit that's inside of us. And we're not truly growing, but in fact, we're going backwards. And when you have this mentality, or when you allow yourself to speak these things and have that pride rise up, then that ultimately becomes a habit that becomes you. So not only are we dividing ourselves with our brothers and sisters, but we're ultimately darkening ourselves, or should I say harming ourselves by this behavior. So most definitely pride is a part of this world. You know, wanting everything we see is a part of this world. In fact, what we should be doing is, hey, my brother or sister wanted some food. Hey, sure, you can have this. Or better yet, let me go get you yours too. Because the right thing we'll understand is, I'm human, they're human. It's only right for them to want food if they see me having food. You know, so a thought should go off in our heads like, you know what, I'm finna sit here and eat in front of them. Hey, do you want some? Matter of fact, let me give you half of mine if you can't go buy another one. Or if you know that you're finna get going to the store and you're getting some new shoes, and you come in and your partner or your friend or your sister or your brother, hey man, I like those shoes. You know, you're like, nah, these my shoes. You can't have my shoes. You know, and if you have the money, hey, go ahead and buy them a pair of shoes too. You know they're gonna want a pair of shoes, because guess what? You have a pair of shoes. I mean, I think it's a logical understanding that people mirror one another. So they're going to want what others have. And when we understand these things and don't put them off in a selfish way, it's just, I got me, you get yours. See, that's that division. That's what the world wants you to be, prideful and possessive. And God didn't create us. That's not a part of our DNA. That's a part of the world. And when we're in it long enough and never really understand the ways of the world opposed to God's way, we find ourselves stumbling over and into things we were never supposed to. And when harm comes our way, and when anger and frustration and bad times come our way, we're wondering why. And we're not realizing, or haven't been taught, that we're in a situation that we were never supposed to be. So guys, we have to come back to God in His ways and understand this life a lot better, and begin to strip away all the things that we have in our lives that have been hindering us for years, that really have been taking us away from God and actually experiencing life that He has designed. I'm talking about success. I'm talking about success every single day. I'm not talking about I have a good moment here for a year or for a month or for a day or two. I'm talking about it's success every day. It's peace and joy every single day. It's understanding the right perspective and having the right perspective of life every single day. You know, and that's what it means to walk with God. You know, even when troubled times come, now you have a greater understanding. Okay, God is building me for the next level. I'm steady moving forward. It's having the right perspective about things. But when you're in the world and you never got the right understanding, you never was taught about the spiritual side and what's going on internally, you find yourself stumbling into the world's way and never getting out of the world's way, and wondering why life is treating you this way, and never realizing you're in the world's way opposed to God's way. So, you know, so I say to you guys, dig into the Bible. If you have questions about the Bible, have questions about life, who you are, hey, my channel most definitely is here to give insight. You know, most definitely nuggets here to show you who you are. You know, a lot of the ways that I speak about here on this channel, I walk them out as well. I've walked them out as well, and I currently still walk them out as well for all the days of my life. I will, you know, because my life is taking a 360 completely since embracing God's ways and ways wholeheartedly. So I strongly suggest to you do the same. You know, look into it yourself if you don't want to take my word for it. Go Google or grab the Bible yourself and start reading it, or type in something that comes to your mind or your heart that you want to know about, and see what the Bible says about it. Dig in deeper and know who you are and the power you have spiritually, mentally. Like, we have power, we can create. Our thoughts can come to life. So it's way more to us than what we see physically. A lot of things that we do in this lifetime, we just want it physical. We just want the physical. No one really cares or even know about the spiritual. Not realizing everything that we see today came from the spiritual side. The spiritual side. It came as a thought first. And some thoughts Satan has manipulated and corrupted to be under his, and some thoughts was just meant to be blessings and are blessings to people. So we must understand, guys, we need God in our lives. We can't come into a world and try to do our own thing as if we created it. We have to have God in our lives, and we have to follow the ways that he's designed. Because we must understand this life is designed to be lived a particular way. Not any way, a particular way. God shows that way. And when we walk in it, we stay away from harm's way, and we meet the success that we were always meant to have from the beginning. I love you guys. That's all I have for you today. Don't forget to embrace the struggle. That's where the growth is. I love you. Later on.